This PowerPoint is on the topic of swine euthanasia, written by Iowa Pork Industry Center intern Alexa Huber and revised by Dr. Anna Johnson of Iowa State University. Euthanasia is a humane way of ending life. If done properly, euthanasia will minimize pain and suffering. Euthanasia is commonly used in animals that are suffering and unlikely to recover from an illness or injury. Pigs should feel little pain in this process, and the caretaker should remain with the pig at all times until death has been successfully achieved. There are two different kinds of euthanasia, one-step and two-step. As their name suggests, one-step euthanasia uses only one step, and two-step uses two. One-step euthanasia results in a quick and effective death using only one step. Examples of this would be a gunshot or penetrating captive bolt gun. Two-step euthanasia uses the first step to render the pig insensible, and the second step to achieve death. Common first steps include head-only electrocution and carbon dioxide. Second steps usually involve using a pithing rod to destroy the brain or exsanguination, which is defined as bleeding out. Insensibility is defined as being unconscious, and it must be confirmed before moving to the second step of euthanasia. Signs of insensibility include no natural blinking, although eyes may vibrate, a floppy head, a straight and limp tongue, some uncoordinated kicking, no rhythmic breathing, and no response to pain. If these signs are not present, the pig must be restunned. Insensibility must be checked for within 30 seconds of performing the first step of euthanasia. Confirming death is an extremely important part of euthanasia. Death should be checked for within 3 minutes of performing euthanasia. Death can be confirmed in many ways, including touching the corners of eyes to check for blinking, pricking the pig's snout with a sharp object like a needle to check for a response, checking for vital signs like breathing and heartbeat, and rigor mortis. Euthanasia is successful when the animal shows no signs of life, and this must be confirmed before disposal. There are many different types of euthanasia methods. Each method is very dependent on the size of the pig. The American Veterinary Medical Association has identified the following euthanasia methods as acceptable and humane to use: manual blunt force trauma, non-penetrating captive bolt, penetrating captive bolt, gunshot, carbon dioxide, veterinarian administered anesthetic overdose, and electrocution. Manual blunt force trauma involves a swift force applied to the head with a heavy object. Correct placement in the center of the forehead is important for a quick and effective death. This method of euthanasia can be used for pigs up to 12 pounds. There's no cost involved and a low human safety risk. Non-penetrating captive bolt involves a captive bolt gun delivering a blow to the pig's head where the skull is not penetrated. This euthanasia method is used for nursery pigs and younger, or pigs up to 70 pounds. This has a moderate cost with the initial cost of the bolt gun and a moderate to high human safety risk. Penetrating captive bolt includes a captive bolt gun delivering a blow to the pig's head where the skull is penetrated. This euthanasia method can be used for grow-finished pigs, sows, and boars, or pigs over 12 pounds. There is a moderate cost with the initial cost of the bolt gun and a moderate to high human safety risk. Gunshot involves using a gun to deliver a shot to the pig's head. Correct placement is important for a quick and effective death. This method can be used for nursery pigs and older. There's a moderate cost with the initial cost of the gun and ammo, and a moderate to high human safety risk. Carbon dioxide involves filling a box or chamber with carbon dioxide and then placing a pig inside to induce insensibility. This method can be used for nursery pigs and younger, or pigs up to 70 pounds. There is a moderate cost with the price of equipment and carbon dioxide and a low human safety risk if used in a well-ventilated area. Veterinarian administered overdose involves a veterinarian administering an overdose of anesthetic to cause respiratory and cardiac arrest. This method of euthanasia can be used for all ages, but may not always be practical. There is a high cost due to high Federal Drug Administration regulations and a low human safety risk. Head-only electrocution is one of two types of electrocution. Head only involves 2 electrodes placed on the pig's head and applying an electrical current to induce insensibility for a second step. This method of euthanasia can be used for pigs up to 3 days old and up with the second step. There's a moderate cost with the initial cost of the equipment and a low human safety risk. Head-to-heart electrocution is the second type of electrocution. Head-to-heart involves an electrode being placed on the pig's head and another on the pig's heart. An electrical current is applied, and the pig is both stunned and euthanized. This method can be used for pigs 3 days old and up, and there is a moderate cost with the initial cost of the equipment and a low human safety risk. And these are my sources. Thank you for listening.